3, we have the Amazon level, is what we're showing here today. As you're seeing here, the levels now are fully voiced. The game is fully voiced, as well as all the new art. Let me get to a spot where this guy isn't gonna kill me, so I can talk about it. But as you have seen, they have we've written a lot of story to the game. There's an introduction. You're getting dropped off by Launchpad McQuack, and there's kind of an inner explanation of what you're doing there. In the original NES game, it was just very simple. You're gonna go to the Amazon to find the scepter, but there was not much background about it, not much exposition of why you're looking for particular things in the level. And here, right here is actually kind of a good example of that. Is that in here you're gonna get a coin. Okay, you get the little toe grab there. It's a very characteristic thing of a 2D game on the NES. And actually, I mean, it's kind of a testament of how authentic the game plays, because I know for maybe a lot of the younger, more contemporary gamers, seeing like a toe grab like that is a very odd thing to see, but it's actually a hallmark of an excellent platformer. It gives you very precise controls, and it lets you know exactly where your jump point is going to be. So it's very key for this type of game. But there was a little cutscene there where he's saying, "Oh, I found this coin with the description of blah blah blah." I forget exactly what it was, but the point is that you're looking for coins now that lead you to the scepter of the Incan king, and if we get to that point, you'll see how it works. So you're basically, the player's given a lot more purpose. So the little good section from the original NES game. A lot of people would obviously have seen that you got that move that barrel to get to this area here. It's like, oh, I found a secret. But if you remembered all the secrets from the NES game, you'd also know that in this same room or at least right next to this room, there's another secret. So if you really knew where everything was before, it's all going to be there, all the same secrets. I'll let fans find it on their own if they don't know it, but it shows that we really stayed true to a lot of the content that was in the NES game. It's not just the gameplay only.
So as well as the pogo attack,
you'll see the background is very ornately detailed in a typically Disney way. The background artists, the guys that laid it out, and the guys that actually painted the textures that went on the 3D models, have all worked at Disney. In fact, the layout guy was a layout artist for the original show. The guy that did the paintings had worked at Disney for a while, and he's trained by Disney. So even though this game is made by Way Forward, it's almost, I mean, it's got so much of the Disney DNA that, this isn't a knockoff of any kind of trying to emulate the Disney style. These guys really know how to do the Disney stuff. If you guys noticed, I was doing a little jump canceling. It's a little technique in order to stay under the vines here. Well, not that, I didn't do too good that way, but you basically cancel your pogo in midair. And that was actually, some of the fans of the original saw that. It's like, wow, that's like, I remember playing that technique when I was a kid, and that's key to the game itself. So, and the reason we're able to get this level of authenticity is not just by playing the original game and going, oh, wow, let's remember this to put in the new one. The guys that Way Forward are fans of the NES game. They almost more than anybody else, they know the NES game inside and out, and they knew it before they were ever on this project. So if you made it up here earlier, before you had all the coins, there would be a cutscene when you get here explaining, oh, there's a sculpture here. It looks like I could put coins here. I better go find the rest. So, there's a little bit of exposition there to explain to the player what they're doing. And for the sake of brevity, I'm going to go ahead and skip this here. But basically, you put the coins in, and these sculptures in that back come up from the ground and kind of light the way in a very Indiana Jones-esque type of manner. So, in the original game, you actually took the helicopter to the left, and it didn't actually kind of make sense in the way that the levels were laid out. It's like, well, why would I go left, which is above the area I was playing in? So, I think that was a size limitation map thing for the NES. But here, we make you go right, and it seems like a minor thing, but it's like one of those little tweaks that Way Forward decided to do just to make it so everything makes more sense. in that area there, like there was that platforming section where you had to get off the helicopter in order to get past that part and jump across in all those areas. And what we decided to do in that area was just to make it also was an optional thing. If you wanted to be the completionist and you wanted to get all the items that were there, you absolutely can. But you know, you wanted to give the player the option, since I mean there's a helicopter there, you have the option to just ride that all the way across. So I'll go ahead and leave a lot of those chests there. I mean, they're coins that are used in the game to not only increase your score, but to buy gallery items. And since we're not buying gallery stuff, it's not wholly necessary in this demo. The Amazons are pretty cool. Like they don't look too much like the NES guys, because if you know your DuckTales cartoon, they actually look more like the Incan characters from like the first few episodes of DuckTales. It's just another one of those nods to the show that the artists have put into the game. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I always do that there, and I know you're not supposed to. There's a cool little animation that we put in here too. When you actually hit something that you can't, people seem to get a kick out of that one. Oh. Fortunately, those are one of the few enemies you can't pogo on and kill. Oops. So as you guys are listening to the music, yeah, we just announced this music last week. As I'm sure a lot of the people tracking this game know, that the soundtrack is being done at WayForward by Jake Kaufman, who's pretty well known amongst the game in the game industry for his for the music work that he does. I personally like the fact that he has a very retro style to it, even though this is you know, fully modern. Instruments are used in the soundtrack, it still has a very old school vibe to it. So we're gonna do the boss battle here. In the original game, it was a very straightforward attack. I think the totem only had one attack where it just kind of bounced around. And as you'll see, you know, you've really kind of beefed that up, given more attack patterns. Oops. Probably gonna die at some point. Ah, there I died. Cursed myself. The boss track would be fairly familiar for a lot of the folks that remember the original. This is the same boss track used for all the bosses. So I'm playing it on easy mode. Throughout the different difficulties, the attack patterns are generally going to be the same. But what you'll find, of course, that the boss will have more health to it. But we found that in the original, or in our focus test, that a lot of the younger folks had problems with it, and we tried, you know, the designer wanted to do something for easy mode to make it easier for them. So what we have is, and this didn't happen in the original game, but occasionally the boss will drop health when you attack it. So, and that only happens if you're down to like 1 heart. I believe I have to do one more round of this, and then he should be gone. Oh, wasn't paying attention. Yeah, even the attack patterns, which remain the same, but on most of the difficulty levels, you know, it's a very classic thing to do. As he gets low on health, he's going to start speeding up. But on easy mode, he doesn't do that. Again, it's just a way to make easy mode easier for... yeah, there you go. Checked out a heart. Or it's ice cream cone, actually. Just a way to make the game more easier, specifically on easy mode. So I think we're making the game much more accessible to a broader range of gamers. There's the new outro to the level. You know, the NES wasn't really capable of this kind of story and storytelling, and I think the team at WayForward has done a fantastic job of, you know, adding something that makes sense. Each level really feels like an episode of DuckTales on its own. I love the way he's got a voice that doesn't seem at all how an Amazonian would sound, and I think that's very much done on purpose. I mean, it kind of has to be, but yeah, this is coming out for this summer, 2013, on PSN, XBLA, or Steam, and Wii U eShop.